This is Joseph Alexander Johnson of the survival team in Saskatoon. This is my first journal entry. Day 1. We walked down the street. It was quiet most of the time, but every now and then you could hear a scream, along with other various noises. Then the silence fell back into our reality. I was still in a state of shock, and was desperate for answers. "What the hell is going on?" I asked them, but they just continued walking. Frustrated, I yelled it again. They turned around quickly and punched me in the gut. "Stay quiet, or you're going to attract them," said the man who punched me. "Attract what?" I was winded and coughed for a few seconds. "The undead." I couldn't believe them, though. It seemed too cliché, but sadly, it was reality. "You've got to be shitting me. Zombies? We don't get around these things, kid. Either you can believe us, or you can jog on and continue your everyday life. Well, what's left of it." It must have been the leader of the squad, because as he spoke his words, the others nodded in agreement. I was silent. The leaves were rustling in the trees, and the wind gently pushed a bag across the cold concrete sidewalk. When did it happen? Hard to believe it all, but I asked my questions. "Happened about 2 hours ago. Started out in the outskirts of town, came in through 22nd Street, then took over the Confederation area within an hour. We lost half of our group, but kept walking. By the time we were able to contact any authorities, it spread even faster. We began to go through run streets. Safe house that first leader told us about. That's when we found you wrestling with that zombie. Reality? Or is it just a nightmare?" "Alright, so what about this safe house?" "It's on the other side of the city. Contains rations that should last us a good year. But I suggest we get there, grab the food, and get the hell out of here before we become zombie chow." And so we began the walk to our first checkpoint, a high school located just a few blocks away. As we walked down the street, I could hear something in the alley. Curious, I began to walk towards it when one of the survivors grabbed me by the shoulder and threw me back. "What the hell are you doing, trying to get yourself killed?" I stood back, and they did their search, only to find a dog. It looked peaceful, and just stood there looking at them. "Hey boss, just a puppy." The man turned around for a quick second, and the dog bit his arm. He started to scream. It only took a few seconds until he was silenced by one of the survivors. A girl. Her name was Tabitha. Her shot was precise, and it killed the other man instantly. The dog was still alive, but only for a short time. This time I didn't freeze. I took the man's gun and aimed it clear at the dog's head, firing the blood splattered onto my face and clothes. I was sure not to taste it, for that it might have gotten me infected. That was close. I wiped the sweat off my brow, and then continued to follow the group. We made it down another street. Although it took us 10 minutes, we had to be cautious, otherwise more might show up. I noticed that one of the survivors seemed a bit sketchy. He was always looking left to right very quickly. This continued for a few seconds before he started to scream, and ran back to where we just were. He grabbed the deceased man's knife that we just killed, and then turned around to look back at us. Insanity grew in his eyes, and he smiled very devilishly. "They won't kill me if I kill all of you." And he ran at us. Unfortunately, I was at the back. Killing the undead was easy, but a human being was hard. I swallowed my fear, though, and felt the cold metal trigger rub against my index finger as I aimed and pulled it back. The bullet took a split second to enter the man's skull, killing him instantly. Everyone stopped in their tracks and looked at me, holding my pistol. I didn't know if they were going to applaud me or execute me. Only a matter of seconds after I shot the bullet through. A scream so terrifying, it would make your skin crawl and your hair stand upon hearing it. We knew we were in trouble now, and we prepared for the worst.